Who have we got here, David Ball? Once again, I was going to do something, and now I was going to put some batteries in my little lamp. Where have I put it? Oh man, it's out in the bedroom. Never mind. We will sort that later. So I don't know what we're going to talk about today. Trouble is, you see, I haven't got an agenda. So if you haven't got an agenda, it is a free-for-all, isn't it? So if there's anybody around anywhere who wants to come and pick a topic, fine by me. So I'm just looking at somebody. Well, yeah, what I've got on the television in front of me here. I'm just looking at a chappie, and it's telling me who it is, and I am completely flummoxed because he's either got a clone or a twin, but to me he looks like somebody who I know by a totally different name, unless he's changed his name. I think he looks very much like somebody else. They do say, don't they, that we've got what they call them, doppelgangers. And I think the other day I did mention I was waiting outside for my lift to take me to the gym, and there was a gentleman, a fairly elderly gentleman, sat behind the wheel of a car parked right opposite me, and he sort of was half turned away from me, so like his side view and his back view was only visible. And I looked across at him and I thought, good Lord, that's my dad. Exactly like my dad. But of course, when he turned around, he eventually turned around and got out of the car. Front view, he wasn't a bit like my dad at all. But it was just incredible the way he was sat and the angle I was looking at him. It was incredible. So I don't know. Maybe our sort of origins, we have come from just a certain set of, what would you call us? Beings. Because there are so many people, you know, I'm sure everybody sees in the town as you walk by and things, and you think, oh my God, they're so much like so-and-so. The features are there in some parts of their faces. Yeah. So, yep. Anyway, the day is not very bright today. And now at this time of the afternoon, it is beginning to get so much duller, and give it about another 30, 45 minutes and it will be quite darkish. As they say, the nights are drawing in. Winter is coming, and it'll soon be Christmas, which I don't really want to think about yet. It's over too quickly. Such a big build up, and it's over so quick. And it's a shame that as the time has gone on, a lot of what I call the Christmas family that used to come along when I was a youngster, are not here anymore. We don't have the Christmas times like we used to. I know me and my husband here now, we're quite happy just to be here, just me and him. Perhaps we're sort of, what would you call us, wet blankets? Do they not call people? But I'm not sort of party-ishing mood, really. Just can't be bothered to get up and get dressed in properly, no, smartly, and go anywhere. And I'm not sure people do celebrate like we used to do. There, Rain Fan, hello, welcome. I am sort of chatting about this and that and nothing. Talking about Christmas, actually. It is a bit early, but it'll soon be upon us. Actually, when I say it's a bit early, not really, because we're halfway through. You don't want spoilers. Oh, yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, I'm getting on okay. I got quite frustrated with it. But I did get through. And it's okay. Not a game that I would play again. Not like, I'm quite happy to do the Bloodborns and the Dark Souls and the Elden Rings and everything. I'm quite happy to do them over and over again. Silent Hill, I will hopefully get through it the once. I will not be playing it again. It hasn't got that fascination for me. In the main, it's okay. But of course, there are one or two things that I'm sort of having a little moan about with it. So I'm hoping I can get through and finish it. I was saying earlier on, no replay value. It's got no replay value for me. Any news today? Not a great deal of news today. I was just saying the weather is dull and boring. Grandson Carl came in first thing this morning, came in and out like a tornado, like he does sometimes, wanting to pick up some stuff. Yeah. Ah, you're in Cumbria. Yeah. We are usually quite, in a way, quite good for weather down here. This town, when I was younger, years back, we lived, it's about 17 miles away where I used to live, and it was up on the hill because it's quite hilly, and it was sort of up on the hill. I think it was at some time called a hilltop town or something. It's only a very small place. Used to get really bad weather up there, with particularly when it snowed, and it was always well known that it would snow up there, but if you came down to here, which, as I say, is only 17 miles difference, there would be no snow at all. And, you know, it was always said that all the bad weather, the clouds would just empty out because of it was up on the hill. The clouds would empty out up there. Then by the time they got down here, there would be nothing left in the clouds to fall down on us. And I can remember really only one winter living here that we had snow, which was quite a lot and quite, I think, unusual for here. Because I can remember the other part of town where we lived. I can remember I went upstairs and looked out the bedroom window. I was watching it snowing, and I'm thinking, gosh, you know, we don't usually get this much snow. And I watched out of the window across the way. There was a parked car by the side of the road, and I was gradually watching that being covered up with snow. So for this town, that was quite an event. We've had some winds. Yes, we've had some quite winds. We are about, yeah, we're down south. If you're up in Cumbria, well, we're down south. We're near the south coast. It's probably about a 30 to 40-minute drive to the coast from here, depending obviously on what the traffic is like. Mile in the amount of miles, I'm not sure, but yeah, we've got the south coast all the way, like all the way along. Here where we are, this actual building here, we're in amongst, we've got a building that goes all the way along this side. We've got the buildings that's going all the way along the back, which you may be able to vaguely see behind the tree, that there's the wall of the quick fit garage all along the back there. And then we've got buildings attached to us over this side as well. So we're fairly well sheltered. Though there is a lot of wind about, we do get quite a lot of wind. We don't get it very much here because we're sort of tucked away and behind the buildings. And sometimes my daughter will, you know, she'll get in touch and she'll say, gosh, it's windy up here. She lives only about a mile or two through the other side of the town. And I say to her, well, the only way sometimes we can tell it's very windy is if the tree out the back there starts waving about. Otherwise, we can't really hear any bad weather. It's been very good weather here at the moment, actually. It gets a little bit dull, but at least it getting a little bit colder, but still not too bad. So I think we are in for some rain, but not until the end of the week. But yeah. And I mean, you know, I don't really mind the weather. I mean, we live in the town. If I have to go to the shops to get anything, it's not very far to walk. If we go out of our door here, we're in the town already, and I just walk a yard or two down the road, and I've got the shop that I normally go in. The grocery shop is there, so it's not too bad. Yeah. Here all next week, I think. Well, I think they're saying, I checked on my let's just put some extra light on here. I don't know if this is going to make me too turn it around the other way. That's a bit better. I did check the weather. Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Thursday, today, it's going to be cloudy. There's going to be a bit of sun. Sunday, it's going to start raining here. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, gosh, all week. For a whole week. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely or not lovely. But we can't really do much about the weather, can we? We have to, put up with whatever. And I think we're fairly lucky in this country that we don't get such horrendous weather and that, like, some of the other countries do. The one thing you can't control. Absolutely. Not at all. So, as I say, we're not too bad really at all for weather. The only thing I don't like, I'm not liking, I don't, well, nobody I think would like, if it just gets icy. And I don't like going out if I think it's going to be icy underfoot, especially at my age now. I'm a little bit doddery anyway, and I don't fancy like sipping. Some of the shops here are fairly good at keeping their front pavement clear, but I know the one year when we were supposed to be getting snow and we didn't really get, we only got just very, very little. Our council gave every business a shovel to make people keep their front pavements in front of their shops clear. And I'm thinking, okay, what about you lot clearing it off? What do we pay you for? But then they had the cheek a year or two later to ask for them back. There you go. It's yeah, tornadoes, earthquakes. We are very fortunate. Yeah, yeah. I think, really and truly, we don't know anything really, do we, here? So, yeah. So, do. Just waiting for something interesting to come up on the television here. But they're talking about the same thing all the time. Is there a part of something that isn't mended and got to? Oh, do you know what? I think this is something that came up. It either came up on my Facebook or it came up on the news. A man filled in a pothole in the road outside where he lived, and he got into really bad trouble for doing that. Stupid, terrible, terrible. I don't know, how the roads are because no, not going out and around. I don't know how our roads are out around the town here. Town isn't too bad. It doesn't, but they're doing all sorts of stuff to the town, and I have got no idea why they're doing it. Really have no idea. There's so much more. But some people's ideas, when you put them in sort of places of power or where they can have what they want, what they think should be done, will be done. And their ideas, to me, some of them, especially some of our council, are ridiculous. They have knocked down. They knocked down our bus station. Not quite sure what they're going to do with that when there was absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. They're going to redo a lot of our car parks and build flats. Yet these businesses here in town, we need car parking to encourage people to come into the town. Everybody's up in arms about it. Yeah. Roadworks, but nothing seems to change. Oh, they've changed us around here. You wouldn't believe it. We've got a thing further down the town, an area of the town called the Triangle. So they've put a massive, great outdoor television up. They've put an area of concreted platform style stuff that is for entertainment, like, bands, music, whatever, to come and perform. And they've got in the middle of this, they've got they've heightened it up so that there's sort of steps down to a big piece in the middle. And I suppose these step type things are so people can sit down. And we've got this water coming up out of these little fountain things coming out of holes in the ground. And well, I haven't really been down there. I've only been down there a couple of times. There's nothing going on. But the television has already had things thrown at it and cracked it. So that was a really very clever idea, wasn't it? Sounds fancy, and there's nobody comes in the town for that. I tell you, the shops are all closing down. We've got a massive shop up the way here, just round the corner from us. That has been closed, and that was a shame because I used to like that shop, a place where you could go and get nearly sort of everything. It had departments of sort of every sort of thing you could want. And we have now got, it's a big building. It takes a whole corner round. That has been shut and boarded up for must be at least 2 years or more. And there's another part of it, because it was a big concern, that was opposite side of the road, part of the same shop. That's all been boarded up and empty. When we first came here, talking about barbers, when we first came here, there was a chappie right down the bottom of the town. There was one in the middle of the town, and there was one a little bit outside of the town, more by the housing estates place. And that was all there was. Now, just in our road, and our road isn't very big or very long, there's us, because we're a barber shop. There's one on the opposite corner. There's one round the corner, and there's one just across from that. So in a very small area, there's 1, 2, 3 plus us. There's 4 barbers. The one, and then goodness knows how many more down through the town. There, and vape shops, we've had a new one open just down the way. Every time I go by there doesn't seem to be anybody in there. I don't know if they are, they don't seem to be doing anything. Yeah, my husband's a barber. Yeah, so the barber shop downstairs, we live over the business. Yeah, and he's been in this town. First of all, he was in another part of the town, and then when this building became vacant and up for sale, we took it on. And it was a carpet shop downstairs, so we renovated and did it up, and homed it up as barbers. Yeah, house business, up and down. It's never really been the same since the COVID outbreak. It, of course, it shut us up, and we had to close for quite a while. Um, and obviously, I think he's a very, very traditional barber. Um, he'd been doing it. I'm trying to think how many years he he was doing it before he came over into this country because he's not English. He was doing it as a side thing to earn himself some money back home. He came over here when he was about 19, 20, something like that. He's 83 now. So it's 60, 70 odd years he's been doing it. And as I say, he's a very, very traditional barber. And his clientele are more elderly. He's got a certain set of very, very regular customers. And unfortunately, I think when COVID hit, I think he probably lost a few because of age and illness and COVID and everything. It takes a while to build it back up again. I mean, I'm talking a few years ago now, but it still takes a while to build up something when you've had such a happening as COVID was. Because, I mean, it did affect everybody. But now, of course, at his age, he'll be 83 next month in a couple of weeks. He's quite happy to do just a handful every now and again. And yeah, COVID hit everybody, didn't it? And now some of the stuff now, when they come on the news talking about it, reckon that we didn't handle COVID properly. I mean, whether we did or whether we didn't, I'm not sure. But touch wood. Well, we won't get it. We still, mean, of course, because of our ages, we still get COVID jabs every year. I always for years now, have always had a flu jab, and I had a pneumonia jab as well because I'm diabetic. And now at the moment, but every week I'm getting the surgery texting me saying, "Oh, you're eligible for the COVID jab." And I'm thinking, yes, hang on. I'm coming down in a couple of weeks' time. I'll get it then. But me and him, we usually go together and get the COVID jab still. And he's been getting the flu jab as well for a little while now. But we were lucky in a way, I think. We seemed to dodge it okay. We didn't get it at all. 2 or 3 of the family members, I think, got it. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Oh, thank you. And we're talking about what we do, what we don't do. Talking about getting jabs for COVID and flu because the winter's coming up. And yeah, and Christmas is coming. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm a last minute person with Christmas. I don't know why, even when I was younger, I used to love to shop for Christmas right on the very end, perhaps only 2 or 3 days before Christmas Day, just before everything shut down. I could never sort of get my head around doing it any earlier. I know some people that sort of Christmas shop in the January sales, and then keep it for the year at the Christmas at the end of that year. I couldn't do that because I'd buy then, and then I'd go round again near Christmas and buy again, so that everybody'd have double presents. Always the best. Do you know what, Dan? I was saying, we used to have great Christmases when I was a youngster. I mean, a lot of it was because we used to have the family come down to stay that we wouldn't see, say, from year to year. Sometimes we would perhaps see them in the summertime as well for like a summer holiday thing. But, it was nice to have the family down that you hadn't seen very much. We used to have great Christmases when I was a youngster. And I think we had some good Christmases, when our kids were young. But now just me and him, we just don't. I have got a very, very sneaky feeling that my daughter might be cooking Christmas dinner. So we might have Meals on Wheels this year. But I'm not even sure what day it is. Is it middle of the week or something? But it'll soon come and then it'll soon go. Black pudding. I have never eaten black pudding, and I have never fancied black pudding. Do you know, I'm a real funny devil. There's so much that I haven't eaten, yet I say I don't like that, but I've never eaten it, so I don't know what it tastes like. Yeah, never eaten black pudding. So why do I say I don't like it? Silly, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, maybe because I know what it's made of that sort of, puts me off. But, and, yeah, again, going back to, the sort of food that I grew up with. We always used to have a really nice roast dinner on a Sunday. And then some of the stuff we had in the, I don't know. Yeah. You know that some people seem to, I think it's well liked. I really do. But no, I like a roast dinner. And I like fish of any sort, except prawns. I'm not too keen on them. And one thing I never used to like, steak and kidney pudding. My mum always used to make steak and kidney pudding quite a lot. Ah, God, I didn't like. No, I wouldn't eat steak and kidney pudding. Then, this is how funny women get, right? When I was expecting my daughter, and I was working at the time, I was working in a restaurant, and we used to have our meals. You could get your dinner, and I can remember just out of the blue one dinner time, I'm thinking, I'd love a steak and kidney pudding. Really ridiculous, and since then I love steak and kidney pudding. Well, what a thing. But my mum, yeah, she used to make nice meals. Yeah. Weird, isn't it? And another thing, honestly, you fellas, you don't know how weird women can be. Another thing I used to like, I can remember when I was I had my daughter when we were living up in London, and I was then, because we were up there for a little while, a couple of years or so, then I can remember I was expecting my son. And I can remember we were walking along the common one day, and it was a lovely summer's day and the blue sky, and I was looking up in the sky and saw a plane. That's something else I never do. I never get on a plane, right? But I saw this plane up in the sky going along, And I would have given anything to have been on that plane. And all the time I was expecting my son, all I wanted to do was get on a plane and fly along the sky. Yeah, but no. Plane travel, no. I don't like heights. I cannot imagine being up in the sky, being reliant on something that is not much more than what, however thick or thin the body of a plane is, and that's all there is between you and nothing. I don't like the idea of that at all. Oh no. I'll go on a train anytime. I love train travel. I'll go on a train. I'm not terribly keen to travel in a car because I get car sick. Or a bus is okay as long as it's only from town to home and back again. Coach travel, no. Boat travel, I'm sort of okay on boat travel. I've done a few crossings of the Channel from here to France. I was okay on that. But I like my own 2 feet. I'm quite happy to walk anywhere. Whoa. So, how are we doing? Oh. Do you know that sky out there looks like a real snowy sky? We were just talking about snow earlier on. And it doesn't say anywhere that we're going to have any snow. But it looks quite a snowy sky. But I won't wish it on us. I'm quite happy with how it is at the moment. Aye. So, I think I said. But I would be thrown up the whole time. Do you know what? I think that was the only time I ever saw my husband. He got ill, I think, on one of the crossings we had. But no, it is the ice, isn't it? I mean, I've lived through some really horrendous snowy winters. Again, because we lived up on the hill, up on the top there in the town. And my parents, that was a year when I was away from home. That must have been, I might have been when we were living up in London. My parents lived in what they called a prefab, and they were like little tiny bungalows. They were, many of them were made after the war to compensate for the housing shortage after, you know, a lot of stuff had been wrecked. And these prefabs were quite easy to sort of, you know, put up. And they were only supposed to last a certain number of years. But I mean, I'm talking up into the 60s and so, back from the, you know, the mid 40s, they were up 20 plus years. And they were only supposed to be temporary. And they were nice little places to live, but they were just like little bungalows. And I can remember one year they had really bad snow up there. And I remember my mum getting in touch with me and saying, we can't see out of the windows. We're snowed up to the roof. And the whole little area, the little estate where all these prefabs were, everybody was the same. They were all snowed in up to their roof. And they had to, they got the army out to deliver food to everybody because nobody could get out. It was, that was really bad winter. I mean, They were, I mean, when I was a youngster, God, I used to love it when I was a youngster. Of course, your kids do, don't you? You snow up to your waist and more, especially me, because I'm not very tall. You'd have sort of like 6 foot snowdrifts. And everything had come to a dead halt. If you walked down into town and there was just buses and cars and everything where they'd slid around on the snow and ice underneath, they were just all turned around always. And it was just, everything was just a dead stop. But like I say, us kids, we used to love it. You'd find somewhere out around to go sledging. Yeah. Those were the days. I tell you, my kids know nothing like that at all growing up. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I suppose their growing up was all right, but absolutely nothing like mine. And it's even different now, isn't it, for youngsters? Yeah. So, so I suppose I've sort of got to turn my mind around to sorting us out something for tea. Go and have a look and see what we got. I expect I can find something. I usually like to stock the fridge up to last us at least from the beginning of the week till near enough the end of the week. And I should go out again on Friday and stock up again. What's the AI is getting scary. Yeah. Well, it's coming along for everything, isn't it, Rain Fan? I mean, they've been advertising on our television the ABBA concert. Now, I'm not sure if that's up in London or whether that's at Bristol, but they're advertising the ABBA concert and they're showing, you know, what it's going to be like. And that's all AI stuff, isn't it? It's not the proper ABBA people at all. Weird. And somebody thought I was AI on here sometime back along when I was streaming. I got the comment coming through, is this real or is this AI? I don't think I'm a robot, not quite yet. Yes, it was Rainfall. Yeah, got this comment came up. Is this AI? Say, no, I am not. But there you go. You can't blame people for thinking that, I suppose. Yeah. Well. Oh, they keep on about all this blinking political stuff on here. I don't know why they're going on about it. We've only just got a new government. We aren't going to have another new one, not yet. I don't reckon. Yeah. Good look. Oh, for goodness sake, Dan, now come on. I got grandson took a picture of me. When was it? Monday? Because I don't know. I did say we did say on Monday on my stream that granddad's grandson's just had a little baby boy, and they came into town on Monday, and he took a Hey Dream Master. And they took a picture of me with this baby, and honestly, I look awful. Baby looks all right. Yeah, little thing. Gee, you just wonder what it's going to be about, you know, when he's grown up. And my other my little great granddaughter, when she's grown up, what is it going to be like? Hmm. Yeah, Dream Master. We got no poetry. I've read it all, but I did say, I think I might have said yesterday or so, if anybody wants to hear any more, I am more than willing to read. And I've got one of my poems in my head that I don't think I've read to anyone, and I thought it was in my books there, but I can't find it. I'll have to have another look through and see. But I think I got through most of it, and I did a few new ones. Wrote about Elden Ring, which I didn't think was too bad. What got I've always loved poetry, Rain fan, and literature. Um, Now, since all this gaming stuff has come along, I don't read like I used to. But again, this goes back to when I was a youngster, how I was brought up, where we lived for a fair amount. Up until I was about 15 or 16 years old, we lived in a place that had no electricity, had no television, and we had a radio of a sorts. And I was an only child, and there weren't. We had another little girl I used to go to school with, but she lived sort of like half a mile or so down the road from us. So we were really on our own. So I had to amuse myself a fair amount of the time. And it just so happened, I think, that I loved reading and I love poetry. And then back along, I don't know what started me off. I just had, what would you call it, a brain wave or something. And I started writing a lot of this stuff down, and it all came out as poetry. And a lot of it is about when I was a youngster. And it's incredible as well. Reading some of the stuff the other day, like I did, was about what was happening around the world at the time. And I I found out, because I wasn't quite sure when, but I found out that I'd actually been writing most of this poetry in 2019. So that was sort of like 6 years ago or so. And reading through some of this stuff, nothing's changed. All the aggravation and all the fighting and all the, I don't like to say hatred, from one person to another, and all the attacks in that were going on, people getting stabbed and shot and that, just walking down the street. All that was going on, and I've written about that in some of the poetries, and it's still going on today. And that was one thing that sort of, brought it to me, that hang on a minute, this is 6 odd years ago. Who has done something about this to make this better? No one. It's just still, if anything, got worse. But I think I got into gaming after that, quite more so, that is sort of, veered me away. But sometimes I've written a few. I've written a few lately. I was saying the other day, um, on a Thursday when I go to the gym, I sort of wait outside because either my daughter or her chappie will take me over to the gym, and it's incredible. Once or twice I've been stood there and all this stuff has all of a sudden come into my head. But the other day I was just looking up at the sky. It was brilliant blue sky and white clouds, and it was just like you could reach up and touch the clouds. And all of a sudden, all this poetry stuff started coming in my head, and it's just going round and round in my head. And I'm thinking, I'm writing about the clouds in the sky. It's weird. And then by the time I got home, I couldn't put it down as I'd been thinking about it that time. And I'm thinking to myself, I'll go outside and stand on the pavement, and that'll give me inspiration for something. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Sometimes what things come into your head. But no, I just had this moment. I don't know how long it took me to write the stuff I wrote. It was sort of coming out really quick and fast. But there you go. I wrote a little short story as well. I'd like to write another one. But again, it's time. I always end up, I think, oh, I'll do that in the evening time, and I always end up doing something entirely different. Like last night, I was sat here and I actually had the football on because having poems just because why not? Yeah, I say last night I actually had the football on because it was Latvia against England and it was for the World Cup to see who qualified. So I thought, oh, I got to watch this, hoping that, England would get through. Because though I don't watch football, I do like the World Cup. I think I've said before, I like to watch all the games, on the World Cup. But so yes, I'm here last night. And then then England scored the first goal, and I'm thinking, well, they're going to get through anyway. So I sort of turned my attention away from that, and I ended up turning on the switch because I haven't had that on for a long time. And I'm thinking, if I don't plug it in, it'll need charging up again. And I ended up playing the very, very first Zelda game that was on the first Nintendo console. And that's some years ago since I played that. And that is so basic, honestly, but it's still good to play. You see, now I could have done perhaps a lot of other things besides that, but that's what I ended up doing. There you go. That's what we do. But I'm fairly certain that at some point I'll get something else coming into my head and maybe try and put it down on some poetry. And if I, get any new ones done, then I will read them out. Is there a chance for England to win? Well, I don't know the statistics about any of these countries, but not being disrespectful to Latvia, my thinking was they're probably a medium team, not that good. So I wasn't surprised when England, well, I saw them get the first goal. I think they got more than one goal. But I found in other times when England have been playing, they sort of start off fairly well, but they can't seem to keep the momentum going. By the time it gets to the second half, they sort of lag a lot and they seem to slow down a lot. They're not, I feel they're not that consistent. I haven't seen them play much lately, so maybe they've changed. Will they win the World Cup? I very much doubt it. I don't think so. Because when they get up into the other teams, King Trader, oh, welcome, welcome. Oh, you missed me. I've been around. I'm here. I'm never very far away. um, just talking about the football in the World Cup, King Trader. I don't think once they get up against the teams like Germany, Brazil, maybe France, in Italy, I'm not sure. Yeah, you've come, but I've got to go in a second, King Trader, because I think my time is up. Oh my gosh, it is. It's past 5 o'clock. The boss will be up in a minute. So I will have to love you and leave you, as they say. Do you know what? I'm just looking behind me. And I thought I cleared that table off earlier on. I obviously didn't clear it off enough. Oh, do you know what? Can't be bothered. The more I try to tidy up, the worse it gets. Yeah, thank you, Dan. I better go away now. And I'm just reading some of the stuff that's coming up on my multiplication trick. I'm live. Yes, I know I'm live. Oh, hello. What's all this? Just before I. Come on. Show me the rest of it. It's not going to. It's talking about. Oh, it's my daughter. Okay, I gotta go now anyway. Can you see my games? What? The ones I've got here? This will be it. Then I'll have to shift. Hang on, let's just see. I've took a lot. This is what I do. I take a lot of them out of. Where's the rest? These are the ones I sort of dabble with sometimes, but this is what I've got at the moment. Right, I'm looking for the. Right, so we've got Secret of Mana. Let's put them there as I finished. We've got this one called Dismantle, where you go around and you knock things down and you've got to try and avoid all the enemies and get through to the safe place. Surviving Mars. You've got to make a colony on Mars, get the spaceships, travel from Earth to Mars, and then reload them and then take them back or bring them down or whatever. Then there's Elden Ring. Lost Souls Aside. This is a good one. It is quite difficult. I'm at a really difficult bit of that at the moment. Well, there's the Silent Hill. And Hell Is Us. I've sort of got into that, but not terribly inspired to play it for very long. This one I've been playing, Atom Fall. Let's see, I've got the disc out here still. This is another sort of survival game where there's been a nuclear power station is blown up and people are turning into vicious things and you've got to try and survive through there. Dark Souls Remastered. And this is a steel book. Dark Souls 3. There you are. That's all the ones there. And a whack few more up there, but I'm not bringing them down to show you. So there you go. So I've got all these by the side here so that I can sort of shuffle through them and play what I fancy. There you go. What do you reckon? Look at what you're doing, Ingrid. Oh man. Oh. So have to I do crass. Now then. Do they? No, I don't. No. The Atom 4 one, I picked up potatoes and it did say you can eat the potatoes if you want. So yes, a little bit of eating. I don't cross. Yeah, I know you are. Anyway, people, I've got to go now. My daughter's just texted me. I've got to answer her back. And husband's come up. So we've got to turn ourselves to other things now, haven't we? Thank you everybody for coming along. And do you know what I have not? Yeah, do you know, I can't believe we're halfway through the week already. So tomorrow is gym. So I'll see you all on Friday, hopefully. Yeah, that's okay, I do, Crass. I'm very willing to share with you anything. All you got to do is ask. And you all have a good day tomorrow. And I will be back Friday, hopefully. Like I say, this week's been a little bit up and down. So I'm hoping Friday will be perhaps a calmer day. Hey, so I got to switch it off now. Easier. And he's going in the bathroom. There you go. Yeah, there we go. Thank you everybody for coming along. And I'm just checking it. Electoral wipeout poll shows huge drop for Labour. Oh, they keep telling me the same thing all the time on this blinking television. Talk about something different, you lot. Anyway, thank you everybody. I'm gonna press the button now, and hopefully Friday, isn't it? You all take care. Have a good day tomorrow. Yeah. There we go.